here remember my previous two speeches about ocean plastics. For the benefit of those who were not here, let me give a quick refresher. My first speech told you about the tons of plastic trash entering our oceans every day. It comes from ships dumping their waste and from fishermen leaving their nylon nets and ropes, but most of it comes from consumer litter. The litter flows down our creeks, to our rivers, and eventually all of it ends up in one of 5 major ocean gyres. A gyre is a large system of rotating ocean currents. You can think of it as a whirlpool where our plastics slowly accumulate and circulate. The plastics never decompose, but they do break down into smaller and smaller pieces and are ingested by fish, birds, and mammals. My second speech told you about the known and unknown dangers of our plastic ocean dumps. We don't know exactly what the long-term effect on humans will be, but we do know that this plastic soup in the ocean is horrible to look at and deadly for animals. We also know that it has entered the ocean food chain. Is a dirty and unhealthy world the legacy we want to leave behind us? Will the North Carolinians of the future be asking, were those people so lazy they couldn't bring their own bags to the grocery store? What kind of sluts use a bottle once and then throw it out? What kind of world do we want for ourselves and for the future? It's a rhetorical question, really. We all want a clean place to live, safe food, and fresh water. We want this world, right? Not this world, right? I can't hear anybody. Right. Gandhi said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." For each of us, that means doing whatever it takes to make our world a cleaner place. Specifically, doing what we can to keep plastics out of our waterways and oceans. Madam Toastmaster, fellow citizens, and guests, let me tell you how we are going to do that. We are going to adjust our consumer behaviors in a big enough way to have an effect on the issue. Yet, these are actions we can all do easily. Everyone has heard the request before: reduce, reuse, recycle. Just take 2 items, single-use plastic bags and single-use plastic bottles. Let's start with single-use plastic bottles. First, reduce your use of them. This is easy. Simply refuse to buy them. This may take some planning ahead. Take water in a reusable container before you leave the house. Don't buy the soft drinks that are packaged in them. You and the planet will be healthier for it. There is nothing in these bottles that we can't get by without. Sometimes we have to have items in tiny containers. For example, we can only take 3-ounce bottles on airplanes now. That brings me to reuse. Simply buy the products you need in the small bottles. When the bottles are empty, refill them with the products you already have in bigger bottles. This can be a little messy, but it's not near as messy as the ocean gyres are. Plus, you'll save a lot of money this way. Despite our best efforts to reduce and reuse, we are all going to end up with plastic bottles. Recycle them! Most neighborhoods have recycling pickup. If yours does not, take them right here to the University Mall. They collect all kinds of recycling materials. Let me see a show of hands. How many people in this room know that it is illegal to throw out plastic bottles in North Carolina. That's more than I thought there'd be. I am not lying. As of October 1, 2009, it is illegal to throw away plastic bottles in North Carolina. Why do you suppose they made this law? Did we elect a group of tree huggers? Are they trying to increase our taxes? Are they trying to take away our individual freedoms? No. Believe it or not, it turns out that they did this to generate a revenue stream for our state. Recycling is a profitable business. Right here in Fayetteville, two companies, DAC Industries, they make polyester, and Shaw Industries, they make carpets, have gotten together and started a third company called the Clear Path Recycling Plant. They are buying plastic bottles from anyone they can, and they are making them into raw, something here, I can't find my thingy, plastics. Like lawn furniture, and clothes, playgrounds, and electronics. This is my personal favorite. This bridge is actually made from recycled plastic. This is a Ford Fiesta. Even Ford has begun to use recycled plastic. So recycling creates revenue, it creates jobs, it reduces operating costs of landfills, which means reducing taxes, and leaves us a cleaner world. I took this information off the internet, so if you are a skeptic, check out the research right here. I've covered how we can reduce, reuse, and recycle plastic bottles. Now let's talk about single-use plastic bags. Here's a quick reminder. The convenience of these bags is not worth the destruction of our oceans. Just don't use them. There are all kinds of reusable shopping bags being sold now or being given away. With a tiny amount of extra work, you can bring these to the grocery store and avoid using plastic bags. Most people just keep them in their car and carry them into the store with them. When my family shops, we use the plastic bags that the grocery store gives out, but we do reuse them to clean up our dog messes. Of course, if you have to use them and you can't reuse them, you can recycle them. Usually, all you have to do is take them to the store where you shop. To summarize, we, the Speakeasy Toastmasters, are going to reduce, reuse, or recycle our single-use plastic bottles and single-use plastic bags so that we can all live in a clean world with healthy food and fresh water. Because we don't want this world. We want this world, right?
Right.
Right.
Madam Toastmaster.